announcement that, thankfully, he never had to make.
Our landings in the Normandy area have failed to gain a foothold, and I have withdrawn the troops.
Great leaders prepare for every eventuality. They hope for the best, but they prepare for the worst.
The troops did all that bravery and devotion to duty could do. And if any blame or fault attaches to the attempt, it is mine alone.
Today, America faces new crises with new leaders.
You did disband the White House Pandemic Office.
Yeah, I didn't do it. We have a group of people. Yeah, no, I don't take responsibility at all.
Isn't it time America returned to a different kind of leadership?
He's too old. He's out of touch, losing his marbles at an alarming rate.
They have sinks where no water comes out. You turn it on, no water comes out. You want to wash your hands, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen this, and you turn on the sink, and it's very little.
I do want to remind everybody, this is the guy that worked with the former Klansman.
I will be Donald Trump's most loyal advocate to make sure his nominees go to the Supreme Court.
Full of his struggles and ramblings and rantings and mumbling and bumbling and stumbling. You decide. Take a look.
They've deliberately surrendered our border to vicious coyotes and drug smugglers. I mean, these drug smugglers, the smuggler.
I find it awkward. I find it embarrassing. He's really in the early stages of some kind of senile dementia.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation, the beginnings.
It's more than awkward and embarrassing. It's actually dangerous. Having someone with his mental state, to me, is terrifying.
She speaks in rhyme.
In rhyme?
Well, the way she talks, the bus will go here and then the bus will go there because that's what buses do. And it's weird.
He can't finish a sentence.
An anomalous, really an anomalous.
The man doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know where the exit is. He's not sure how to get through a speech.
Mr. President, you need to sign it.
Old, outdated, retired, elderly, aging, senile, dementia, slow, confused, idiot, ignorant, sleepy, gaffe, bumbling, bad, terrible, disappointing, joke, profanity.
Being corrupt is bad. Being corrupt and senile is even worse.
Known suspected gang members in Tanzania. The diversity, flattery, Semites, Yosemite. You think Biden can do that? I don't think so. I know words. I have the best words.
The threat to democracy always comes from the left.
Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future.
We won.
Trump lose? Did Joe
Biden was elected, Kristen.
We did win.
Can you say unequivocally that Joe Biden won the 2020 election and Donald Trump lost?
Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election? I mean, that's an easy...
Jim, why aren't we talking about 2020 anymore?
It was a rigged election.
If he loses, man, what? You're fucked, dude. I'm fucked.
Do you think he was more comfortable in those issues than your dad was in the last debate?
Well, President Trump oftentimes talks in the abstract.
Who wants sex change operations for illegal aliens in holding bins?
We will protect your raw milk.
God has raised President Trump as a prophet.
Let me get to the assassination.
First, they tried to silence him.
They put 1/8 of a pound on one side of the barbell.
When that didn't work, they tried to bankrupt him.
Do you believe that you should have been tougher on Iran after they had launched ballistic missiles in 2020 on U.S. forces in Iraq, leaving more than 100 U.S. soldiers injured?
So, first of all, injured. What does injured mean? Injured means you mean because they had a headache.
When that didn't work, they tried to jail him.
Do you trust the process?
I'll let you know in about 33 days.
It was only a matter of time before somebody tried to kill him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next president of the United States.
Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems.
Oh, she had a big crowd. Oh, the crowd.
This weird obsession with crowd sizes. It just goes on and on and on. America's ready for a new chapter. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
We believe in a future where every person has the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead. Where every senior can retire with dignity. Where every person has affordable health care and paid family leave. But Donald Trump wants to take our country backward, to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations and end the Affordable Care Act. But we are not going back.
They say he's too old, out of touch, and losing his grip faster than a buttered politician shaking hands. And let's be honest, some of his speeches sound like he's a contestant in the most confusing sentence competition. Ever hear him talk about sinks with no water? You turn the handle, but there's nothing. And yet somehow this turns into a metaphor for his presidency, plenty of promises, but no delivery. I mean, who knew the real national crisis would be? Low pressure faucets? And then there's his throwback to working with a former Klansman. A little history lesson nobody asked for. Let's not forget that once upon a time, he said with a straight face that he'd be Trump's most loyal advocate to pack the Supreme Court with. Well, whoever Trump liked that day, it's like a game of political musical chairs, but with lifetime appointments. But let's get to the good stuff, the mumbling, the bumbling, and the stumbling. Half the time, you're wondering if he's reading from a script or if someone swapped his teleprompter with a Mad Libs page. They surrendered our borders to coyotes and drug smugglers? Smugglers? No, smugglers, it's like watching someone try to parallel park a dump truck, painful, yet oddly mesmerizing. And then there's the oranges. Not oranges you eat, of course. Oh no, he meant the oranges of the investigation. You know, the beginnings, except it took him 3 tries to get there. Imagine sitting in the audience thinking, wait, is this guy about to launch into a grocery list? No, just another verbal car crash. It's more than just awkward, though it's downright embarrassing. You start to wonder, is this a speech or an extended blooper reel? He once said it's dangerous to have someone in office who's losing their marbles, and ironically, we're all nodding along. Yep, couldn't agree more. And then there's his critique of others, like Kamala Harris, who apparently talks in rhyme. The bus will go here, the bus will go there, because that's what buses do. Is she Dr. Seuss, or is this just his imagination running wild again? It's like he's waiting for her to start reading green eggs and ham at a press conference. He struggles to finish sentences like it's a mental obstacle course. An anomalous. Really an anomalous. Really an anomalous. What? Even his supporters must have been scratching their heads thinking, did he just glitch out in real time? And let's not forget his directional issues. The man gets lost on stage more often than a kid in a corn maze. Doesn't know where the exit is. Not sure how to get through a speech.
Everybody knows Trump's going to leave office just
But here's
like
the
he
thing,
did
we
the
can
last
laugh,
time.
we can roll our eyes, but at some point it's just sad.
If you count the
Outdated,
legal
slow,
votes,
confused, pick your
I
favorite
easily
adjective.
win.
The guy's
If you
in
count
need of a
the illegal
GPS
votes,
just to navigate his own
they can
talking
try
point.
to
And when
steal
someone is not just corrupt, but
the
also
election
seemingly
from us.
struggling
Because you'll
with their mental
never
faculties,
take
it's
back
no longer
our
funny, it's
country
downright
with weakness.
dangerous. So who do you trust? The guy who can't remember where he is half the time, or the one making policies that have the rest of us scratching our heads? Take a look, because one thing's for sure, the jokes write themselves.